everyone, today we're going to be giving some stuff away. Now, before you jump down in the comment section, please watch the whole video because you won't really know what to do unless you have, and you especially won't know what we're giving away here. This is not like I've done in the past. It's similar, but it's going to require a little bit more effort, and therefore, with more effort, we're going to kind of increase the prize that each person would get if they were to be chosen. It's going to be random still. I'm not going to go through and pick people myself. Before we get too deep in this video, do not message me if you get one of those spam comments saying you've won down in the comment section. That's not how this is going to work. You will not receive a comment from me telling you, that you've won. That just won't happen. So if it looks like any of these here on the screen, those are not valid comments. Those are from the scammer, the spammer. Please don't message me. Don't send me an email. Don't Facebook message me. Don't Instagram message me. I'm still getting too many of those. I think it has helped a little bit, especially it helps when you report it. That's the one thing you should do, is you should report it right down in the comment to the YouTube platform so they know that it's a spammer, again, active. So please don't message me. Remember, my comments all look like this. It's very clear that it's me and I'm leaving a comment. It's not just a swiped logo. Got to pay attention to the typed word as well. I know sometimes what I say can get lost in translation, especially when I don't speak well. But please don't message me about that. Okay, so down in the comment section won't get you into the giveaway either, so we can have a conversation about anything in this video down in the comment section, so we don't have to worry about that. How do you get involved in the giveaway? There is a form down in the video description that takes you to a Google form. Google form is very straightforward, but what requires more effort of you is I'm requesting that you send me a DVR from a flight video. I'm asking for DVR to have the OSD element for the pilot name included in it so that I know that it's not someone who just went out on YouTube or somewhere and downloaded someone else's DVR file. So make sure it's got your name, or at the very least, if you've got a super long YouTube name, some letters that resemble your name in them. Most people have relatively short pilot names, but if you don't have a pilot name, which I suspect is probably about half, if you just use your name on YouTube, then that's fine. But maybe just put the first part, maybe the first 4 characters in your OSD element for the craft name, I believe is what it's called in the OSD. And then any flight, I'm not asking you to do some sort of special trick or impress me or anything like that. I won't be featuring them here on the channel, so no worry about being embarrassed, being just your first days into FPV and not being as good as you need to be posting that. That's not what this is about. It's not about judgment. It's just about trying to make sure that this stuff goes to people who are actually going to be flying. And why did we get to this point? Well, I tried twice to give the Mobile away, and neither winner came back. So they're not getting it, so somebody else is going to get it. Somebody else who's interested in FPV and who can submit a DVR file. There is a limit on the DVR file of 100 megabytes, so that should cover just about any flight you might have. So you should be able to just pluck it off your SD card and throw it right in the upload form. Shouldn't need to be edited down. You can edit if you want to. You can make it fun and interesting if you'd like to. I wouldn't shy you away from that. There'll also be a question down there, and it will collect email addresses, and your email address is how you'll find out that you're a winner, or you watch the results video. In the case of when I use an email address, I try to time the results video and sending out the winner's emails about the same time. So if you missed it, you don't have to sit there and wait. You've got an email waiting for me. So if you didn't get an email, you didn't win. Okay? So don't message me. Also, at the end, when you submit, it will give you confirmation that it has been submitted. You'll also get an email that tells you you have submitted your entry. So again, you don't need to message me. Is there anything else I need to do? Please don't send me those emails. I understand your excitement, but it gets overwhelming, the number of messages like that I get. I try to make sure my attention goes to the messages of people that are needing advice or needing some help or something along those lines. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we've got, I think it's 11. I've got a little pad out. Oh, I should mention my shirt. Boy, have you lost your mind, because I help you find it. It's my Stanley, the Office t-shirt. I've also got A Dunder Mifflin coffee cup here, world's best boss. I need to take this to work. I haven't gotten my old work stuff back at my new desk. I've also got, and you've probably seen them, my Boom Roasted, and I have another notepad I sit over here because sometimes I work from home as well. So I think it's 11, and I'll keep track on my notepad, so there'll be a bunch of jump cuts in this video as to what we're giving away. And to start off the giveaway, to kind of create a bang, because it's creating more effort for you, I understand that, so I'm going to increase the prize here just a touch, and we're going to start off with numero uno, and yeah, it's a set of Fat Shark goggles. Not just Fat Shark goggles, not just any old Fat Shark goggles. No, it's not the Walk Snail new Avatar stuff. It is the HDO2 goggles. You can see it over there on the far side, right over here. HDO2 goggles. No receiver, no antennas, no batteries. Matter of fact, I won't be sending batteries with anything because of a shipping issue there. But yeah, you know, when these were new, boy, were they like $4.99 or something like that. These have been lightly used. I used those with the HD0 or Shark Bite VRX when it first came out, and I have since switched over to SkyZone 04X. They work fine as far as my use goes, but because I have two sets of the SkyZones and I have two sets of the Orcas and I have DJI goggles, this is something that could go of use. You can pass it on, as with anything here. You can use it for parts if you've got a pair of goggles and you need something out of it. Save yourself some money there if you want to. But yeah, Fat Shark HDO2 goggles, prize number 1. By the way, if you really like office pens, I have recently found these Energel pens. This happens to be 0.7, but it also comes in a 0.5. Really nice pens, really smooth writers. I ran into one of these by mistake. Someone left it on my desk, and then they came calling for it, and I asked them for a picture of it so I could get some of my own. So if you have a fetish for office pens that write nice, because I still write a lot, even though I work in IT, yeah, you might give these a shot. Okay, package number 2 is going to be the Mobeetle 6. Both frames, the indoor-outdoor frame. And I tapped on the box, but I meant to include this. This is a Redshifter's frame. It's a 75 millimeter. I want to include a 75 millimeter, 40 millimeter prop along with the 65 millimeter stuff there. So this one has, it's a little bit older, but I think the crown jewel outside of it just being a 2S Whoop from Redshifters is it has the original Runcam Nano 3 lens on it. I had forgotten this had the original lens. This is pretty rare these days, so you might just want to pluck that camera out for your favorite Whoop. Might. But, so these two are package number 2. Number 3 is going to be a custom Whoop. This is FR Sky D8 mode on this one, and then this is the original Mobula that came out with the first Express LRS all-in-one. I forget the name of this one. It has the really high KV motors. You probably want to swap out those motors to pump up your flight time. It flies fine. It's just the KV of the motors means really short flight time, high demand on your battery. So if your battery health isn't very good, flights aren't going to last very long at all. So these two Whoops, a custom Whoop and whatever this one was called with those red like 26,000 kV 0702 motors, that's package number 3. Gonna shift gears here a little bit. We're going with a Vista base quad. Yeah, DJI. This is the GEP RC Smart 3.5, so it's a 3.5 millimeter propped quad with the Vista inside of it, and it's got the Nebula Nano camera in it. I think this is V2, maybe even V3, so the image isn't terrible, but it's not as good as the Nebula Pro camera, so you might want to swap that out. Just a quad I haven't flown much. Really, all of these are quads I just haven't flown much. You know, once you get kind of an affinity for certain things, the things you used to have an affinity for, you just don't fly them as much. So, GEP RC Smart 3.5 is package number 3. Nope, it's number 4. And number 5 is the HGLRC Moto Whoop 90. This is DJI, this is Nebula, but not the Pro. This is the Nano. Actually kind of a fun little Whoop type quad. I just don't think these ducks are going to make it through really hard crashes. It's going to, you know, take tumbles in the grass and stuff like that, probably pretty fine. But if you hit something hard where there's no cushioning, it's probably going to break. The box does have 1 or 2 extra prop guards in it, though. So number 5 is the HGLRC Moto Whoop 90. And while we're on the Moto Whoop 90, we're going to go with the inverted version as well for package number 6. You'll notice the DJI quads, they're just one quad. The larger quads are just going to be one because I'm trying to keep the boxes small. But yeah, this is essentially the same, but they've inverted it. So if you like to fly inverted style, you have that as an option. Obviously, it's got a GoPro mount up here and a GoPro pigtail for a naked GoPro. And I believe in the review, I did fly it with my naked GoPro. So the inverted Moto Whoop 90 from HDLRC is number 6. Package number 7 is 2 custom quads here. Kind of an indoor-outdoor situation. Another red shifters frame here. It's got the special filament they use to print that stuff, as well as a Runcam Nano 3 with the original lens. I'd forgotten about both of those having the original lens, so kind of a... If you don't know, the original lens was far better than the lenses that have come after it. And you can tell because it's perfectly round, as you can see there. That's the original lens. This has got some tiny whoop motors in it. They're relatively low kV, so I went with quad bladed props. And this is going to be FrSky D8 mode as well. And then we've got the gnarly FPV subatomic here. Kind of get this in front of my face so you can see it a little bit. Come on, camera. There we go. Tiny little quad. Hard to get it to focus on the quad, not my face. This is 2S. And pretty fun, but it's really compact. This has also got an FrSky XM receiver in it. The receiver will stay, but that is a D8 receiver as well. So if you need to replace that, you probably need to go with something like the Express LRS because it's real tight in there. So you're going to need a really tiny little receiver because there's not much room. So this is package number 7. And for winner number 8, we've got the Cinrace 20. This has got the LED kit on it, and it's not only made for that slow, smooth filming, and you may even want to use it inside. This is analog, by the way, but you can fly this much more aggressively. Check their website for a new PID tune. I do know that we changed it to props out, and I think that helped some of the small flight flaws, but they might have a new PID tune too. That's in my brain. That's not 100%. It might not be a new PID tune. I might be confusing quads. But package or quad for winner number 8 is the Cinrace 20 with the LED kit. And I've got a spare box of prop protection as well. That will go with it as well. No reason for me to keep those. And for winner number 9, we've got the Avant Quads, a VO 3.5. At least I believe this is 3.5 inch. I've had a number of Avant Quads on the channel, and I like how they build all their quads, and they always fly pretty well. But again, once you get so many, how many do you really need? Not that many. So I'm going to pass quality quads as well as quads that, you might not think are awesome, but at least you got parts you can use to repair and get yourself in the air. But I think you'll enjoy this. This has an FrSky XM Plus receiver in it. This is analog. This is, again, the Avio 3.5 from Avant Quads. And that is for winner number 9. And winner number 10 will get the Avio 4. Again, this is analog with the XM Plus in it, and it spins 4-inch props. A little big for my space, I believe. The video for this one, I put should have come with a warning. Yeah, this is a powerhouse. You're going to want more space for this. So keep that in mind when you're doing that maiden flight. So, winner number 10, you are getting the Avant Quads Avio 4. Winner number 11, this is the GepRC Thinking P16. This is a Vista-based. I've got cobwebs on this thing. This poor thing has been sitting on my shelf, not being flown. So this is another Vista. This has, I think it's the original Nebula Nano that has that strong halo effect and bright sun around trees and vegetation. So you probably want to change that camera out, but maybe you're just going to use it for parts too. So there's a number of parts in here that can come in handy for you. So for winner number 11, we've got the GepRC P16. And last but not least, number 1 in your heart, but number 11 in your program, the HOM FPV Unicorn. Almost forgot what this is called. HOM FPV Unicorn. This is actually missing some screws from the frame bottom, so I'll try to find some screws before I package this back up tonight to secure that back down. It vibrated too much. It kind of came apart. I wasn't necessarily thrilled with how this one flew, but again, you've got a number of different components and parts that you could take out of this and put it in something else, just as you could with any of these. If you don't like how they fly or you don't want to fly them in their current form, use the parts, use them however you want. I just want this stuff to be used, enjoyed by others. That's it. So we've got 11 winners, and all 11 winners, you need to make sure your OSD element for the pilot name or craft name, it shows in there that it's got some portion of your name that correlates to your YouTube name so that we can make sure that the DVR files that are submitted are actually yours and not just downloaded or from someone else. There will be a results video, and again, as I said earlier in the video, I try to time the emails that are going to go out to the winners with that results video. So in order to give everybody appropriate number of time, because this is going to require more effort on the winners' parts, or even those that don't win. If you're going to get involved, it's going to take more time. I'm going to let this contest, so to speak, or the submission timeline run for a full week, probably 8 days, and then on the 9th day I'll stop submissions, and then I'll start to get everything together so that I can make a results video, get the emails together after the results video. I've done that. I've done the random draws. We'll do the random integer generator, so it'll just pick numbers from the spreadsheet, so it'll all be randomized. Again, I'm paying for shipping. All this stuff should come well under the $35, even if you're a long ways away. And I have had the question, do I ship internationally? I do. If it gets above $35 is kind of my cutoff point. I think 2 giveaways ago, I had the cutoff point at $25, and I didn't bump up against that. But because we have one 4-inch quad, and that package size tends to get a little bit bigger, we have also got 2 3.5-inch quads. Those package sizes tend to get a bit bigger, so that the cost of shipping can go up a little bit. So I'm giving ourselves a little bit of leeway by going up to $35. If it comes in over $35, then I'll ask you to cover the remainder. Typically, when it comes to custom form, I put a very low dollar amount. I think putting 0 is kind of trying to skirt the laws a little bit, so I put like $10 or $15 or $12 in there, and I do mark them as gift. And in the description, I put in remote control toy, or remote control toy helicopter, or remote control toy quadcopter. I usually put something of that variety, and most of the packages over the course of the last so many years of doing this do get to where they need to be. But unfortunately, if it doesn't get to you and it gets sent back to me, I only send it once. So then it goes into a different giveaway after that happens, and it usually takes like 6 months before it comes back to me. Unfortunately, in a giveaway not that long ago, we had someone's package. It eventually came back after a number of months not getting to where it was supposed to be, and I don't know why. The information that I got from the sender, not the person, but the shipping company, said duplicate. And I looked in my stamps.com account, and it was not duplicate, so I don't know what that means. And I reached out to try to inquire to get more information, and I've heard bupkis. So, okay, so we're going to have 11 winners from this form, the DVR form giveaway, and I hope everybody has that ability, can. Even if you have to screen record in order to get some DVR file, that's fine. I'm not asking you to have goggles that have a DVR in them. If you've got a screen that you use, if you can set up some sort of recording and just do some sort of simple flight. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a full flight. It doesn't have to be, mind-blowing or anything. I'm just looking for a DVR file. I'm looking for people who are actually involved in FPV. To give them more quads so that they can have some more fun and they can ease their budgets a little bit. Now, for those people who don't have quads currently, you're probably a little bit sad, and you probably haven't even watched all the way through to the end. But if you have, I'll do those giveaways again where it's just open for everyone. Because of probably my frustration a little bit of trying to give the Mobile away twice, I decided I'm going to do a little bit more of a targeted giveaway. Don't worry, we'll go back to giveaways that are just freely open to everyone, but I wanted to do a targeted one here to get some of this stuff moved out, because the shelves are stacking up, as you probably can tell. Okay, so click that link down in the video description. It takes you over to a Google form. It will collect your email address. There's one simple question, and you upload your file, and it will confirm that you've submitted. It will send you an email to the email address that you've got logged in to the Google form. It'll send you an email address confirming your submission. Do not send me messages about the scammer, the spammer. Report them right here on the YouTube platform. And also, do not send me questions about, what else do I need to do in the giveaway? Please. I don't like to do all these do nots. I feel like I'm wagging my finger and being a meanie buckets. That's something I don't like to do, but unfortunately, it does get very overwhelming when you get a lot of those messages, and you're kind of like, I hope I don't miss anybody who needs some help. Their message. Okay, so get down there. And don't forget, there'll be a results video. This will run for at least a full 7 days. I probably won't even cut off the submissions until the end of the 8th day in order to give everybody who's got, work, family, just like I do, give you plenty of time. Change that OSD to have some portion of your YouTube name in it and go for some quick flight and upload that DVR. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.